Yes, hello, good day mga ka-kriminolohiya and welcome to another criminology educational video. Before we start with our newest discussion, please consider subscribe and hit the like and notification button for more criminology educational video. Good luck! For this criminology educational video, will focus in police recruitment. Ano po ba talaga ang police recruitment? Bakit po ginagawa ng PNP ang police recruitment? Ano po ba talaga ang purpose ng police recruitment? Ano po ba ang ginagamit ng PNP to attract a well-qualified applicants? Because as far as we know, with police recruitment, ang mere emphasis po talaga na gusto ng PNP by recruiting these new recruits or new police officer or patrolman, is gusto po nila are those well-qualified applicants. Alam po natin that we have or the PNP or the commission sets a minimum qualifications to be a police officer. But if much better pa po, mas mataas pa doon sa minimum qualification na yon, mas mabuti po. At least, we have a well-qualified police which will serve the community in the future. And as far as we know, the definition or how does the PNP measure that these applicants are well qualified is by the examination, because in this examination, it is the best method of seeking outstanding applicants. Kaya po nagra-ranking po ang PNP natin. In the police service should always be dependent on the availability of national and regional quota of the PNP. May national quota po tayo and may regional quota po tayo. Ibig sabihin, if we have national quota of 10,000 new police officer for this year, yung national quota po yan, hindi po ibig sabihin na 10,000 per region. Because that national quota ay i-divide po yan per region. And per region will be having a total numbers of quota which came from the national quota. This recruitment is always dependent on the availability of national and regional quota. So, hindi po pwedeng mag-hire ang PNP which is beyond the quota as provided or determined by the National Police Commission. But we should always remember that female, or shall we say women, in the PNP or women applicants who wanted to enter PNP should always consider that PNP accepts only 10% of their national and regional quota for female. So, ibig sabihin po, mas marami pong lalaki ang natatanggap sa PNP compare po sa mga babae. Standard policy on selection and appointment. Ano po ba talaga ang standard policy nila? First, the general qualification for appointment or initial appointment in police service shall based on the Republic Act 8551. It says that no person shall be appointed as uniform member of the PNP unless yung tao na yon, it could be lalaki or babae, possess the minimum qualification. What are those? First, you should be a citizen of the Philippines. Hindi po pwedeng magpulis sa Pilipinas ang hindi po Pilipino. Right? Followed is a person of good moral conduct. Dapat po yun. Pangatlo, the certain applicant must pass the psychiatric or psychological drug and physical test to be administered by the PNP. If hindi po kaya ng PNP to administer for some whatever reason, any government hospital, provided that this government hospital is accredited by the NAPOLCOM. Right? Okay. The mere purpose of having this psychiatric and psychological drug and physical test is to determine the physical and mental health of this applicant, because we wanted to evaluate what is their physical and mental capacity, because they will be serving the community in the nearest future. Must possess a formal. Ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng formal baccalaureate degree? From a recognized institution of learning. Ang ibig sabihin po niyan, baccalaureate degree, you need to be a graduate of any 4-year course. So, 4-year po dapat, baccalaureate degree po yan. And it been specified in this provision that you need to be a graduate of a bachelor or baccalaureate degree from a recognized institution of learning. Paano po natin masasabi na that you are in the recognized institution of learning? Madali lang po yan. If the certain school has a CHED permit, then you can conclude that you are in a recognized institution of learning. After the graduation, you need to pass an eligibility or you need to have an eligibility first prior to the application in the PNP. Ano po ba yung mga eligibility na kinakailangan ng PNP? Marami po yun. After having this eligibility, then provided that you as an applicant has not or not have been dishonorably discharged from military employment. You are from the military and then you commit a wool, you're dishonorably discharged. And if you're not in the military, if you are in a civilian position in the government, then you should not be discharged from this position. Number 7, must not have been convicted. Hindi ka po nakukonvict by final judgment of a crime involving moral turpitude. Hindi po pwede yon. And sa mga lalaki, it must be at least 1 meter and 62 centimeter or 1.62 meter in height sa lalaki po yon. Sa mga babae, we have 1 meter and 57 centimeters or 1.57 meter for female. And also, sa mga matataba dyan o malalaki, you must not be more than or less than. So, hindi po pwedeng mataba ka, hindi doon po pwedeng napakapayat mo din. Because you should not be more than or less than 5 kilos from your standard weight corresponding to your age, height, and the sex. And followed, you must not be less than 21 years of age and not be more than 30. Eligibility. Ano po ba ang mga eligibility na tinatanggap ng NAPOLCOM or ng PNP? Ito po yun. As per Memorandum Circular Number 2005-002, it states that a police officer or an applicant must first or must have any of these following. First, PNP entrance examination or commonly known as NAPOLCOM entrance examination. Followed here is the civil service or shall we say civil service eligibility or second level eligibility and we call or somehow called professional eligibility. Also, you can also be a board and bar exam passers as stated in Republic Act 1080. Hindi lang po yan. Sa mga criminology students natin at sa mga future criminologists at criminologists na Republic Act 6506 or the present is Republic Act number 11131 as the Board of Criminology Law and the Professionalization of Criminology. And sa ating mga criminologists dyan, sa ating mga future criminologists at sa ating mga criminology student na nandyan, you can enter PNP by passing the criminologist licensure examination. And at the same time, PD number 907, this PD 907 are granting civil service eligibilities to college honor graduates. Ano po ba yung mga college honor graduates natin? Ito po yung mga cum laude, magna cum laude, summa cum laude. Then, after graduating, magna cum laude, summa cum laude, and then cum laude, you can just get the certification from your school that you graduated as cum laude. You can automatically go to the civil service office and then you will have with you your eligibility. So, mas maganda po talaga if you are graduate with this kasi hindi ka na po magti-take pa ng mga eligibility. I challenge our criminology students out there na mag-graduate po ng cum laude, magna cum laude, and much better if you are a summa cum laude. Right? Okay. in the online application of the PNP, because you already have with you, you pass the board exam, you just have those minimum requirement which is being stated earlier, you would tend to apply to the PNP. And you will the first process is online application. You can visit the PNP Oras under this what we call website or this URL. Pwede po nyong i-visit yan. Gamit po yung URL na yan. It's being administered by the DPRM or Recruitment and Selection Division of our PNP. And provided lang po that you must make sure that you memorize or you don't forget your ORAS registration. Kasi po, yung ORAS registration nyo, you will register it using your email. And that email, wag din po ninyong kalimutan yung password and yung email address nyo because the PNP will send in your email the recruitment application form or commonly known as the RAP. Pagkatapos po ng masend ng PNP ang recruitment application form ninyo sa inyong email, and then please print those recruitment application form because gagamitin din po ninyo niyan into the next step. Ano po ba ang mga kailangang documents ninyo in your online application? First is a soft copy kasi online po siya, so nangangailangan siya na soft copy. Remember, it should be a soft copy. Soft copy of the transcript of record, TR, college diploma, eligibility, yung eligibility po ninyo. For those who are eligible, you can photocopy your certificate of eligibility. Right? Followed is a 2x2 ID picture with white background. White background po dapat yan. And a 2x2. After with this 2x2 is the initial filing of documents. Kasi yung mga soft copy na to is isisend din po ninyo yan kasama po ng online. Gagamitin nyo po itong mga documents na to or mga soft copy of these documents sa inyong online application. Followed is the initial filing of the documents. Yes po. After you receive the RAP and then you need to, you'd be advised to visit the regional office or the division or the unit which you are tend to apply, then you should first have these documents. First is Personal Data Sheet Revised 2017, Certificate of Eligibility, PSA Birth Certificate, Transcript of Records, Diploma, Good Moral Conduct. So ito po, nakukuha po itong Transcript of Record, Diploma, and Good Moral Conduct, and General Weighted Average po sa school kung saan kayo nag-graduate. PSA, ano po ba kaibahan ng NSO at ng NSO Birth Certificate and PSA Birth Certificate? Yung NSO po, yun po yung dating name ng PSA, which is the latest is the PSA. Certificate of Eligibility sa PRC po, pwede niyong kunin if you're a PRC holder. Kung saan na you are a NAPOLCOM, you can get it to the NAPOLCOM office. If you are a civil service, then you can get it to the civil service. Okay? So, susunod po are municipality or city peace and order clearance. Pwede na po yung police clearance natin dito. Right? Okay. Susunod is mayor clearance. If nangangailangan po ng mayor clearance, mas mabuti po yan. Followed is 2 pieces 2x2 picture, 2 pieces bust picture, and 2 pieces whole body picture. Provided that all of this picture must be white background po dapat. And a photocopy of a valid ID. Ano po ba yung mga valid ID natin? Yung sinasabi po na valid ID are those ID which are issued by government. Ano po yun? SSS, kung meron kayong SSS. Postal ID, driver's license, PRC ID, and voter's ID. Ito po yung sinasabi nilang valid IDs na pwede niyong gamitin in your application in the PNP. What are the prescribed sequence of recruitment, selection, and appointment for patrolman? Ano po ba yung sequence talaga? First is psychiatric and psychological examination. When we say psychiatric and psychological examination, or commonly known as PPE, and followed is the complete physical, medical, and dental examination, or the PMDA, and physical agility test or the PAC, and the final committee interview. Kailan po ba ang drug test? Drug test will not follow the sequential step po na sinasabi natin kanila kasi para po ma-identify talaga because drug test should be surprise, right? Okay. But the conduct of drug test must be anytime. Okay. Must be anytime after PPE and PMDA or by PAT, or shall we say the physical agility test. Provided din po that the conduct of this drug test are only the passers of those certain examination been given by the Philippine National Police. Provided din po that drug test should be done before final committee interview. Dapat po is natapos na po ang drug test before final committee interview po. And remember, drug test should be done and administered only by the PNP Crime Laboratory. Okay. Then, the conduct of physical agility test or the PAT and the neuropsychiatric examination shall be simultaneous nationwide. So, dapat po sabay-sabay nationwide to prevent the retake in another places of the said test by the applicant who failed the test initially in the other region or in the other office. Right? The neuropsychiatric exam is consists of two parts. First is the neuro-written exam and the second is the oral examination. Psychiatric and psychological examination or the PPE shall be administered to all applicants under the supervision of the PNP medical officer and dapat po may NAPOLCOM representative po yung psychiatric and psychological examination natin. Only those applicants who must pass the psychiatric and psychological examination shall process to the next stage. Ito po yung next stage natin. Pwede yun po yung physical, medical, at dental examination. So, if hindi ka po nakakapasa ng psychiatric or psychological examination, then hindi ka po pwedeng mag-process in this physical and medical and dental examination. And physical, medical, and dental examination. Ano po bang focus ng physical, medical, and dental examination? Ang focus po niya is body mass index, general physical examination, yung kalahatan, and we have eye test, eye, ears, nose, teeth exam, so may dentist po tayo, and laboratory test, if we have yung example po, yung lungs, ganon, yung urine, kasama na din po yan sa tinatawag nating drug test. Followed is dental examination. Sabi ko kanina, dental. Pulse rate monitoring, blood pressure monitoring, and even the tattoo checking. Okay? Sir, natatanggap po ba sa PNP ay mga may tattoo? So, technically po, according to the PNP, hindi po sila tumatanggap ng mga pulis o nag-a-apply na pulis na may tattoo. Sir, may nakita akong pulis na may tattoo. Probably po, may tattoo siya, pulis na siya. Right? Okay. Sir, yung mga may tattoo po, posible po bang matanggap pa rin kami ng PNP? Yes po. You will find ways to erase those tattoos. Okay. So, physical agility test. The screening committee shall require the applicant to undergo physical agility test. Design, determine whether or not he possesses the required coordination. Ano bang mga coordination na required ng screening committee? Strength, speed of movement, which is very necessary and important into the police service. Coordination or your speed movement, which is necessary talaga in the police service. Right? Susunod po are character and background investigation. When we say character and background investigation, ano po ba yung character and background investigation na tinatawag natin? This character and background investigation shall be conducted to all psychiatric and psychological exam passers. After passing po the neuropsychiatric exam, pwede na po or dapat na pong mag-start na po ang pag-conduct ng character and background investigation. Character and background investigation po niya should be completed before the start of final committee interview. Dapat po, prior to the committee interview or final committee interview, tapos na po yung complete background investigation. The complete CBI. Okay. Ano po ba yung purpose ng CBI or ng background investigation? Is to determine the reputation of that certain person. Are you in good reputation? Possible involvement of any questionable criminal activities. Baka criminal po yung nag-a-apply, right? And the violent incident which involves po, may involvement po yung aplikante natin. Tinatawag po natin, dapat po yung police is a role model in their community. The validation of the result of the character and background investigation, yung po yung validation po niya, shall continue po. Hindi po nagtatapos upon the final interview. It will continue during 1 year provisionary period po ng aplikante. Yung provisionary po niya, yung nag-training pa po siya, hindi pa po siya regular sa PNP. So, it must continue 1 year during the 1 year provisionary period of the PNP personnel. Any serious unvalidated derogatory records shall be ground for recruit's termination from the service. Yan po yun. So, dapat po talaga, you must be true to your, what we call, personal data sheet. Dapat po, kung ano po yung totoo, yun po yung dinalagay nyo dyan. Right? Okay. Susunod, final list of the passers. We should accept the reality that there's a national and regional quota. So, if over-quota po tayo, may mga ibang aplikante po talaga na hindi natatanggap or hindi na i-include or nasasama sa final list of passers. Kasi naman po, they will be screening, they will be listing this one based on the points you have gathered into the series of examination given by the commission or by the PNP. Okay. But also remember, according to this, the Secretary of the different National Support Unit and PRO, Police Regional Office Screening Committees shall always publish and post, yes, publish and post result in every stage of those police application. Dapat po, pinapublish po nila kung ano po yung nagiging resulta in the series of test and examination, which shall include kasama po yung passers, kasama din po yung non-passers dapat. And the reason bakit hindi siya pumunta. Sa susunod naman is final panel deliberation. The final panel deliberation, the screening committee in bank. Okay. Ano po ba yung ibig sabihin ng in bank? You say, in bank po, dapat po of the attendance of the committee are present. Okay. And the in bank shall interview the applicant who successfully passed to the sequential stages, including drug test, character and background investigation. Kasama na po yan sa final interview natin. The final interview, ano po ba yung purpose ng final interview? The purpose of final interview or the final panel interview is to determine the applicant's aptitude to join the police service. Okay, likable po ba po siya? Affability, outside interest, baka may interest po yung kaya nagpupulis siya. And absolutely no applicant, wala pong applicant that will be proceeded or will be in the interview unless hindi niya napasa ang lahat ng stages of the PNP app. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more criminology educational video. We see each other, we see each other. Good day and bye-bye!